Okay, here we go. What's up, guys? How are you? This is Jada Michael, and this is my second iHeart Ask Anything chat. Thank you so much to Romeo and Most Requested Live for having me once again. We're going to talk about my new song, Coolin. Thank you guys for sending your questions. Let's hop right in. I wrote them down in this notebook this time because I didn't have another device, and I'm recording on my phone, so it's looking very scholarly. Okay. We're going to start with Jolene. I want to sing the song, but I'm not going to do it because I'm sure you get enough of that. What's my favorite Christmas song? The first thing to come into my head is obviously Mariah, but I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to do, what is the name of this song? Boys to Men, Silent Night. I have a choir background, and that just speaks to all of my choir desires. Awesome question. Marlu? How cute is that name? Marlu. How did Coolin' It come together? Coolin' It came together what seems like ages ago. I think I was like, was I 16? I might have been 16. And I think I'm 23 now, girl. I don't know. But I think I wrote it when I was 16. It was one of the first songs that I wrote in a studio setting. And it came together so easily. And that was a big moment for me as far as believing in myself as a songwriter, because it's something for a long time I just didn't identify as. I was just like, oh, I'm just a singer. We just wanted something very relaxed. I wanted to describe a part of my life that is important to me, which is just relaxing and spending time with my friends and spending time outside. If you hear the track, there's like a little beach intro. It's very minimal. And it all just kind of came out of me really quickly. Only took about an hour to write. So yeah, that was an in the studio write when I was about 15 or 16 and a pretty big moment for me. Marlu. Okay, Caitlin. Will you be going on tour next year? I love this question, Caitlin. I'm not sure. I'm a never say never person, and in this industry, you never know what your next step is, what your body's gonna need, what you're gonna be in the mood to do or prepared to do artistically. So something that I'm very open to. But I actually have some other important and exciting things coming up next year. So I'm not, as of now, no, there's no tour planned. But if it were to plop in front of me, girl, then it were to plop. Thank you, Caitlin. Next up is Lucy. What am I doing for Halloween? This look is the look I'm giving all my friends here in Miami. What are we doing for Halloween, y'all? I don't know. I really want to do the Hellfire Club from Stranger Things outfit. Like my own rendition of it. So I know what I want to wear, I guess. But I don't know where I'm going to go. I really love Halloween. I love a holiday that's like a little pointless, you know, like straight up for fun. And I love dressing up. I will be a cosplay queen in the future when I got my little bag together. Annie, what's the best Christmas present you've ever received? That's hard. I wish I could like delve in my mind back to my childhood, because I used to be so goddamn excited for Christmas that I could not sleep the night before, like damn near hyperventilating. And I just remember every gift just feeling like the whole world had opened up. So I can't actually remember, but I know it was during my childhood when that was just like the most magical day that I could even process. I like these Christmassy questions. Okay, Jess. My favorite sport to play and my favorite sport to watch. I think I have to say both is basketball. I played basketball growing up my whole life. My family is very much a basketball family. Like everybody played in college and whatnot. But now that I'm thinking about watching, when I be clicking through the Olympics, like things like figure skating, gymnastics, or what is that sport called where the girls, maybe they have guys. Ooh, problematic. Call me out. But they do like that choreographed group dance in the water. I have no idea what that's called, but that's super, super exciting for me to watch. Also, the speed ice skating is pretty badass. I'm not giving any specific answers. Y'all about to be done with me. Check my breasts. Okay, Lisa. Where are you from and do you have siblings? I was born in Reno, Nevada, and yes, I have a sister and 2 brothers. John, best costume you wore for Halloween when you were a kid? So I think I've seen pictures of me doing the pumpkin, which I just think is necessary for cuteness. Like, that's so cute. But I have this really vague memory of being a mutant ninja turtle, not because I'm a huge fan, I am a fan, but not because I'm a huge fan, because it was the first time I ever felt like I was doing like the sexy Halloween thing. I think it was my first time wearing lashes, and you couldn't tell me shit. I was like, this is pure sex appeal, mommy. I think my skirt was like past my knees. It was not, but you couldn't tell me that I wasn't really sexy that day. And feeling sexy is a big part of who I am. So that one is the one that sticks out the most in my brain. I don't know if you guys can hear that. My lash got stuck. That was a chaotic moment. Okay, let's focus. John. Oh no, we already did that one. Tracy. Furthest you've traveled from home? Maybe I'm gonna sound dumb for this. Excuse me for the noise in the background. But I'm not sure. I've been to Lagos. I've also been to Paris. I've also been to Barcelona, but I don't actually know which one is furthest. So if that was stupid and I should know that, kill me for it. Kate, do you have a fandom name? Okay, I don't, but I would really love if people could give me feedback on that. I think that's a little early on. I don't know if there's a big enough community of fans for me to actually have a fandom name yet, but I always think about what it would be. I don't think one just rolls right off the tongue when you hear the name Jada Michael. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Andrea, Don Julio or Casamigos? I'm going to go with Casamigos. I love drinking. I don't drink very often, but I really love the feel of it. And I noticed that I prefer to drink as little as possible to get where I'm going fast enough. And I've got quite the, tolerance level. And Casamigos, I can have 2 or 3 shots and really be ready to hit the dance floor, which usually takes me a minute. So Casamigos is probably one of my favorites in general. Shannon, studio essentials. My studio essentials are, I don't know in comparison to other artists how intense this is, but I kind of really surround my whole day around studio time. Even the night before I really like to get a good rest. I like cold showers, but I take a hot ass shower and try to just kind of breathe in some of the warm air to just relax my vocal cords. But I guess in the studio, I like a hot tea. We need tons of water on deck and some marijuana, Shannon. I gotta be honest. That's probably the highest besides the water. The water goes for the vocal health, and the bud goes for the vibe and just releasing creativity and stuff like that. That's a big part of my creative process, actually. But I think a lot of artists will feel that way privately. I don't know how allowed we are to talk about it. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that right now. Alexa, what's the best thing that you can cook? I don't know. Oh, I do know. It's breakfast. Pancakes, hash browns, omelets, anything in the breakfast category, I'm pretty good at. Even though I'm a decent cook in general, breakfast is close to my heart. If you don't like breakfast, we're not gonna get along. Robin, my favorite shoes to wear. My shoe collection is really slacking, but I have the boots that I wear in my last video for my song called Go. They're like platform boots with these holographic hearts on them, and I just feel so badass in them. I'm tall as hell, but I just like to be taller. And boots and combat boot styles in general, I really like. But as far as, it depends on what me you're giving that day. I'll usually say I'm a boot girl, but when it calls for heels, it calls for heels. Bianca, what made you decide to become a singer? That question can get pretty existential for me, actually. But to try to make a really long story short, I have quite the loud mind. I always have, just ADD and all sorts of other things. And it's really hard for me to be in one place at once mentally. But that does not apply to me at all when music is involved, my whole life. It's the one place I can be completely present. It's a place that utilizes and values how emotional I am. I'm a very emotional person. Yes, I'm a Cancer. Yes, I'm a Scorpio moon. Yes, you should pray for me. But yeah, it's just always where I've belonged, where I felt that I am living my peak existence. I actually don't know if I'd still be here without music. Like, it's everything to me. I had a lot of music playing in my household my whole life, but seeing strong Black women on stage from before I was probably 5 years old, I just remember thinking, oh yeah, that's it for sure. That whole cubicle office lifestyle, I've seen it a couple times, and it is in no way, shape, or form for me. The arts and music is just always where I belong. Thank you for that question. It's always important for me to remember that and reconnect with that, and remember how blessed I am to have a passion that has called to me so clearly and so early, because it can be quite the task for people to find that within their lives. Okay, Mickey. What other genres would you like to explore? I can't think of one I wouldn't like to. Part of me would be like, maybe not country. I'm not necessarily a huge country fan, but that's actually not true, because I'm a fan of the blues, which is the heart of country, the beginning of country. So there's no genre that I won't like to explore. I can imagine through my life that I could have a classical album, a jazz album, anything is possible. We have a lifetime to create. Felicia, how does it feel to watch your hard work pay off? That is a nice question. Maybe this is humanity in general. Maybe it's just Gen Z, millennial shit. But it's really hard to acknowledge progress for me. I do in my mind very clearly, and I'll always articulate my pride very well, but as far as actually feeling connected to it within my body, I really have a hard time. Also, if we're talking about payoff financially, and as far as music creating security for me, I'm actually not at that place yet. I still have a long way to go, but obviously I've made a lot of strides, and it's really hard for me to connect with them. My career has not gone how I planned it to go. The connections I've made have not gone how I planned them to go. So sometimes it's hard for me to feel really satisfied, but I work towards that every single day. Okay, sorry, this is getting a little long, so let's keep it moving. Nicole, if you randomly emptied out your pockets, what would you usually find? Maybe like a nug and a lighter. Never my phone, she's always messing. And I usually don't have pockets. Why don't they put pockets in feminine girl clothes? Annoying. Maria, have you ever heard a country song that you think you could sing? I actually think my tone goes quite nicely with country. So yeah, I've definitely heard a couple. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but definitely. Ellen, when you travel, what do you miss about home? I love to travel. I am truly a nomad at heart. I know that I'll be able to go back, so I tend to be very present when I travel and almost not want to go home. I love to be in a new environment. I'd say that there's times where I've been other places where they don't speak English, where I miss the ease of being able to communicate properly. But really, it just makes me be like, bitch, why are you only speak one language? Who does that? Like, how American? What have I missed about home? Julia, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your hair, teeth, and body? Julia, I hope that you don't do these ratings for yourself. At this point in my life, I fully view every part of my body as a vessel for my soul, and my connector to the physical realm, and basically the thing that's given my spirit and my mind a chance to exist on earth. So I'm gonna give them all 10s. Okay? I'm pretty happy to have them. And how they look is how they look. Eliza, how long does it take you to get ready? Just to piss off my friends, I'm gonna say 15 minutes. No, that's total fucking bullshit, girl. If I wanna get cute, it could take 3 hours. I look best when I take my time with my beauty routine. So depending on how experimental I get, it can get pretty troublesome. Genesis. I wonder if this is the Genesis that I know. If so, hello. But what's my sushi order? Let me get a shrimp tempura roll. Let me get a spicy crab roll. And let me get a jasmine bubble tea, please. Thank you. And maybe a chicken dumpling on the side. Oh, if you guys see my handwriting, I will... I can't believe I just did that. I wrote this in a rush. I had to write it down on paper in a rush, y'all. If you go pause it at my handwriting, I'm pissed and we're done. I think this is the last one. Roxanne, do you listen to old music, and what music do you consider old? I definitely do. Guess it depends who I'm talking to who I'd call the music I'm listening to old. But I have a bit of a classical background, so if we're really gonna say old, we're gonna say like Debussy. We're gonna go way, 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 way back. I'm not necessarily just gonna brand even 70s, 80s, 60s music as old, unless maybe I'm like talking to a kid and that might be their spectrum. But yeah, I listen to a lot of old music, and even my history class in college, in my music history class, we found some of the oldest music that my professor could find. So when I say old, I don't mean like the 90s. Okay, I think this is everything. This is usually a quiet spot, so all these noises are trying me. But yeah, I think that is it. Thank you guys again for watching, and thank you for having me on this Ask Anything chat. Thank you guys for sending in your questions. Thank you guys for supporting the music. Yeah, Romeo Most Requested Live. I just really appreciate this opportunity. And even though you guys aren't here, I genuinely feel like these are conversations. So I have a blast. And my new song is called Coolin. Check it out. And thank you guys so much for your support. It means the world to me. Okay, signing out. Have a good one.